Hello. Hello. I can't hear you, Suresh. Can you hear me? No, I can't hear you at all. No.
Hi.
Hi, Suresh. I think I can hear you now.
Yes, Suresh. Yes, you were audible.
Okay. I'm just waiting for another colleague to join the call. Maybe we can go ahead and start. Do you mind like turning on the camera, please? Just to make sure we have interaction. How are you?
Yeah, fine, Suma.
Okay. So, do you mind like going over on what you do on a day-to-day and the roles and responsibilities, please?
Actually, I'm basically working on SQL development.
SQL development.
Yes, SQL development.
Okay.
Creating store procs and functions, views,
Okay.
and other objects, and implementing some complex queries.
Okay.
And as well as the performance tuning and optimization related issues.
Okay. So you're like senior developer or a leader?
Yeah, I have 10+ years of experience in SQL.
Okay.
Almost I worked with all the versions. I started my career with 2000 version.
Okay.
Currently, we are using 2019.
2019?
Yeah.
Okay.
I am not talking about version, SQL version.
Yeah. Yeah, I got that. That's why I was asking. 2019 is too latest, right? So
Yes, yes,
not
yes.
sure like everybody's using that. So okay. So like, what are your day-to-day roles and responsibilities, though?
No, majorly that will be development related only. If any bugs will come that I have to fix.
Say that again.
No, no, no. For any if any bugs will come. Bugs means if any
Production support.
yeah, not support, development only,
Okay.
which I developed if any other will come
Okay.
due to some other
Any issues
reasons.
or anything?
Any
Okay.
issues that I have to do.
Okay.
And I have in my under 4 members team on there.
Okay.
And they are also doing things and I have to check before deploying to the production. I have
Okay.
to check it.
Okay. So code reviews and
Yes,
all
code.
you
Yes,
guys will
yes,
do.
yes,
Okay.
yes, yes.
Okay. So um is it like a your data warehouse is it like a data warehouse environment or like a transactional
Yeah,
like a
transactional.
transactional, so
Oil
not data
tickets.
OLTP.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, yes.
Okay. Okay. So is it so what type of reports that you guys do? Like what is the reporting tool that you guys do for the users?
SSRs.
SSRS. Okay.
Yeah.
All are tabular reports, no other like
No, no,
analytical
no,
tool that you
no.
guys use.
Yes.
Okay.
SSRS we are using, and one more thing, basically I am very poor in reporting, not poor, as SSIS and SSRS things actually. But
You don't do it? You don't
no, no,
work on it?
in my project, what happened, there are two parts are there. One is application development, one
Okay.
more is a database development.
Okay.
These kinds of reports are app team will take care of it.
Okay.
Regarding database, I am doing it, but already I informed to the recruiter who called me for this discussion.
Mm-hmm.
Within SQL, I hope very well. I am very well within the SQL programming.
Oh, within SQL programming, you're very good. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
and
You
in
can
regarding SSIS and integration, the
mm-hmm.
SSIS and SSRS, actually I took the training,
Mm-hmm.
but in real scenario, not used that much.
Okay, okay. That's fine. That's fine because we don't have much. I mean, the current project requires more kind of a SQL code conversion, validations, and making
Yeah.
sure the store procedures are optimized and performed well enough so that they can run smoothly. Basically, like, but the only question is like how much data do you guys deal with, though? Like, what is the data size for your team currently? What is the volume of the data or size of the data that you guys
Around
handle?
some 30 million.
30 million
Uh,
rows per day,
Not per day. Actually,
per
I'm talking
month,
about total. No,
total
yeah,
total
total.
30 million. Okay, okay.
Yes,
Like,
yes.
how much is the size of the database? Do you have any idea? Not
Nothing but,
necessarily. No, not
because
sure. Okay.
because what happened that we have one dedicated data center.
Okay.
They are taking care of it.
Okay.
Actually, we are
Okay.
working on VMs, actually virtual machines.
Okay. 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 So what type of performance tunings that you have done, to improve the performance of a store procedure? What are the techniques that you have used to improve the performance of a store procedure?
The basic thing, the query should write in proper way. That is one thing, and using minimal indexes. That will be the very good performance.
Okay.
And sometimes what happened regarding the type of project actually.
Okay.
Sometimes you enable the text-based related search actually,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes column store index depends upon project. It will be actually.
Okay.
And for and everything, taking the trace that also will help to find out how many CPU units. Otherwise, in latest version,
Mm-hmm.
SQL monitor also is there. It will give good analysis
Okay.
and how many logs and what is happening inside the database. It will give a good picture actually.
Okay.
And finding heavy, more expensive queries.
Okay.
And how to deal means we have to debug make use of statistics and so that we will get
Okay.
the how many logical bits and physical bits it is doing.
Okay.
According to that, we have to fine tune that is that proper indexes are applied
Okay.
and what kind of isolation level that also will come into the picture.
Mhm.
By using correct isolation levels and handle the way how we handling the log scenarios,
Okay.
working scenarios, and also execution plan. We have to understand the execution plan.
Mhm. Okay. How do you guys do the data validation? How do you ensure that the source is matching with the destination? Not like SSIS, but in the store procedure, right? Like you apply all the transformations, business rules, and like how do you validate the data, that you're getting? For example, our current, like our ongoing plus the future project will be like converting the data, like, we are moving from on-prem to cloud application. So all the data warehouse, some of the table structures will change, some of the transformations, the functionality of the data is going to change, things like that. So how do you like, how do you ensure, like currently, for example, we have like an account object, that's loading 1 million records with 15, 20 columns. In the new, we may have 10 columns, but like how do you ensure that 10 columns, are matching and things like that? Like how do you ensure that?
No matching, which I can't. Now, what exactly? No
Like how do you
validation.
do the validation, right? Like how do you do the validation?
No validation means we can use constraints to do the validation.
Like data validation, I understand, like constraints will help you with the duplication, right?
Yeah.
Like, but not really like whether you are getting the, like, whatever you're expecting, whether you're getting that or not. Like how do you ensure that one? What type of validations do you do, like to make sure the expected outcome is coming?
No, I can use, for example, as you told, the insert from one data moving data from one platform to another platform. Within a store probe, uh, we can use transactions and we can use Utrecht block if any other will come that we can raise.
No, I'm not
So can
asking
you
about the
please
try catch. What I'm asking is, like, for example, we expect to load the table for 1 million records, right? So, okay, 1
okay.
million loaded. How do you ensure, like, that 1 million loaded, and then, like, how do you ensure whether the data is coming as expected? Like, you expect 10 columns to be populated, but only 5 are populating, but you are assumed that the 10 are populating. We have not done like a proper validations on the data. Like, okay, if I, for this account, whether I'm getting this person name, or applying a logic, getting a column YZ, XYZ, like how do you ensure the data validation is is completed, or like how do you do like a thorough validation or unit testing once you convert the code? Like how do you ensure it? Like what do you base off of your destination with against what you will, how do you validate between the destination and the source and
No, that
destination?
validation means we're talking about that data. I will check both the columns are having the same data type or not. And if any data cleansing will require that, I will do that. We can do that.
Okay.
And for example, say we can uh, for, for example, just a minute, please.
Yeah, it's family, I understand. Go ahead.
There. Related to, we have to mention that the data should reach appropriate column to the destination.
Okay.
And data types also will come into picture. And sometimes what happens if universe the source there may be contain first name and middle name, last name. Destination maybe there may be multiple columns
Mhm.
that we have to mention. and data cleansing, removing extra spaces, special characters.
Okay.
And date also we can validate. Date also we can split it into the date and the time columns as per the requirement.
Okay. How do you guys get this data from? Like, is it like a file based or database replication, or like what is your source?
Now we have replicate. Initially, my project was that was in Oracle system actually.
Oracle. Okay.
The Oracle system, and they have individual servers for 200 200 instances are there, actually, 200 plus.
Okay.
That we migrated from Oracle to the SQL environment in a single repository.
Okay.
And we have multiple servers. Their production is there, and we are using mirroring also for replication for the reporting purposes.
Okay.
File based. Yeah. File based means you are talking about Excel.
So everything is from Oracle to SQL replication?
No, that one time job, but that is already over.
Okay. So like what is your current system's source? So
The
current project.
current project will be related to the one of the government client I have told you, where we have 3 crores of that, sorry, not 3 crores, 3 crores, 30 million of the data. And the main focus of that is they have to give benefit to the social security related things.
So the entire data set is only 30 millions, like the entire, the whole, your current data set could be not more than 30 million records.
Yes.
Okay. So what is the domain? Like what
Financial,
is
financial. Actually, what happened? There are multiple sets of data.
multiple
One
what?
is
Multiple what?
multiple types of data sets.
Data sets. Okay.
Okay, and multiple tables. You can say consider
Okay.
multiple tables, where one table contains three around some 3 millions of the data, and one more table it will have some 6.7 millions of the data.
Okay.
That's the majorly we are playing. We are dealing with that 7 millions of the data.
Okay.
I mean, around some 6.5 million people, they are getting benefit through from government actually.
Government. Okay.
Yeah, government. So every month they are getting the benefit. We have to make sure that the benefit should reach to the beneficiary.
Okay.
So that our platform will communicate with one more platform called Kajaneto, which is in a DBT system developed by TCS.
Okay.
And also we are coordinating with postal department also.
Okay.
Where they are using some Finacle account. So my task will be that they should get 65,000 people, they should get the benefit. And as well as if suppose we put money for 66.5 million of credit, then that person will give the output actually in XML while sharing the data through FFTP. Is that benefit reached or not? Means that transaction is successful or not actually. If it is not success, what's the reason? Like they will give the output. That I have to ensure that all the updates should be recorded in my database.
Okay. So what is the size of your team? 4 members?
No, in my team actually 8 members are there related to application development. 3 members are there.
Okay.
And 4 members in my database team, and 2 members for technical support. If any tickets will come, initially they will check us. They have some basic queries.
Okay.
First, they will analyze the issue. If not possible, then they will escalate it to some other person. In my under people are they are doing the coding development.
Okay.
Initially, if it's not possible for the basic technical support person,
Okay.
they will ask my next level to check that one, because further they have to go inside the database actually, and where it's problem.
Okay.
Then If they are also not possible, then they will escalate it.
Okay.
And also development as per the requirement, I have to do it.
Okay.
If any client needs any report, any analysis, they will daily, at least minimum daily, they will ask 5 to 6 requirements actually. And according to their mindset, what is how much money is given and where, and basically for that we are using analytical functions. What is the last month? How much money spent on how many pensions being distributed, and what is the time frame? Like that, everything will come.
What type of like, for example, any new requirement comes, how do you handle it when the
For
new
that,
requirement comes? Like, how do you handle that?
sometimes what happened, that is all the things are in our database, then no issues, because as I am aware of database very well, and what is what in other tables and everything. So that according to that one myself, I will prepare a code. If that is reusable code, means requirement example, say simple example, I would say. For COVID pandemic. In COVID, one benefit is that who expired due to COVID for below poverty line, government will give the 1.5 lakh amount. I told you, I have the 3 crores of the data that is pertaining to some other department where we all the 3 crores have the BPL under fall into under BPL criteria, and all are having the valid Aadhaar numbers. In that scenario, what happened? Here there are multiple stakeholders. One is raising the application. This is a new concept actually, recently introduced 5-6 months back. Actually.
Okay.
For that, I have to ensure that existing will be, that is separate thing. That what I explained, 6.5 million they are getting benefit. For this aspect, I have to create one more database. Otherwise, within a database only, I have to ensure the objects, the flow. I have to define the flow. Initially, people will go and raise the application for to claim the benefit.
Okay.
Initially, it will come into our database, and in between there are multiple approval things.
Okay.
I can't say that. For example, say for example, one person will claim my father expected to COVID. We are valid under BPL. Initially, they will raise the database, request that will come into our database. From there, what will happen? The concerned official will go and verify it.
Okay.
He should verify is that person belongs to he, or he actually dies due to COVID, and what is the thing, and they will do, and they according to their logic and their approval, they will approve.
Okay.
After approval, and that record should go to the Samad. An example in Bangalore scenario, here are 1.5 crore people are there in Bangalore.
Okay.
Here structure will change because this is a urban, so that metropolitan city, so that the approval things will take care by municipal corporation.
Okay.
In rural areas, not rural areas, other than Bangalore, like Mysore or some other districts, that will in the some in-house department will come to the picture. So according to that logic, I have to ensure that all the objects should be created properly, and all the reports. For example, if the concerned person who is authority to authorize it to approve the things, he should aware of how many, what is his target, and how many verifications they have to do, and how many are approved.
Okay.
For that entirely, the whole thing should be created, and I need to communicate with my application team. Both will work together. And first we will discuss about the requirement, and the application layer they will do that one. According to their requirement, I need to create objects, and I have to do them. And finally, UAT, we have to do UAT unit testing, user acceptance test.
Okay.
Finally, we are deploying this.
Okay. So who gives the timeline? If the business gives the timeline saying that I need to finish this by this time, or
Yeah,
you guys come up with a
no,
discovery
no,
and
no. No. Individually, how can we? Because
huh?
what happened? And individually, how can we fix the timelines?
Okay.
The initial timelines will be if any initiate will come from the higher level. In my case, actually, maybe CM will tell, no, we have to do that to the chief secretary. Chief secretary will call a meeting and he will tell that requirement to the ACS, additional chief secretary.
Who?
ACS, additional chief secretary.
Oh, okay.
Not just I am talking about my previous.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what I observed is here almost IAS are almost come from the B background only.
Say that again.
Engineering background.
Engineering
And all are
background.
having the computer background. They are well aware of these things
Okay.
technically.
Okay. The
Some
current project you're talking about that you
yes,
are in?
current project and a requirement as you told now,
Okay.
where
Okay.
you receive the requirement and timelines.
Okay. 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 Okay.
And there are many IAS officers. They have very well knowledge in computers actually.
Oh, okay. Okay. The government officers you mean to say.
Government
Okay.
officers.
Okay. Okay.
They think multiple ways actually.
Multiple ways. That's why they
Multiple.
became IAS officers.
In some way, one IAS officer is actually two IAS officers or very multiple IAS or four to five. Are there. Straight away, they took some award from our ex Prime Minister. Forget his name.
Okay, that's okay.
Directly, uh, he took the directly from gold medals from to implement successfully implement project.
Okay.
So they know that they know this work will take this much time.
Okay.
They are
Okay.
aware of that.
They
For
are aware.
example, they are aware of that.
Okay.
So that approximately initially he knows that work will go. It will take around some 30 days. He will give 1 week of time.
Okay.
But
He
1 week
gives
to
less time to finish.
less time.
Okay.
From when that 10 days time will come to the me, it will reduce it to the 7 days.
Okay. Because it's
Hmm.
testing and they want to keep some buffer to make sure
Yes, yes,
everything is
yes.
good to go. Okay.
No, like that, we have to maintain the time.
Timelines. Okay. Okay.
My team also is, I know that for this store to develop this store, a person may be very difficult. One person will take 4 to 5 hours. One person will take 1 day. One person will do in 1 hour.
To one, it all depends
One
upon the experience and the knowledge
experience.
and the
Yes,
domain
yes.
knowledge, of what they're asking and what you know. Yeah, makes sense.
And so that I have to think this person will do 2 hours. So that
So you assign the tasks to the team
according,
members.
yes.
Okay. So you are a team lead or a senior developer,
Senior developer in my under
but
developers are there. So that I am
in the
asking,
database side, in the data
yeah,
on
you
the
develop
database
this
side.
object, you
Okay.
develop this code, like according to their level, I think
Okay.
issue
Okay.
the code, assign the code, and
Okay.
finally they will give you to me and I will re-verify it. And
Okay. So how do you guys run these stored procedures on a daily basis? Which tool do you guys use to automate these stored procedures?
now we don't have,
How do you
we
refresh
are,
your reports, right?
no, SSRS they are using for the
No.
reports.
Like for example, like you have a stored procedure, right?
Yeah,
I mean, so you guys use the reporting tables or everything is just like a stored procedure? A stored procedure that loads the data into reporting table or stored procedure that is called directly in the report?
directly it will call.
Okay. So, but you guys don't have any other tables that pre-populate at all? Everything is just reports?
Yes,
Like
because
for
as we
example,
are
you have
using
some users, right? Like you may have some users where they want to get some data from a database,
in
So,
runtime only, it will call the store block. As I told, we have the replication.
mhm.
One server dedicatedly we keep for reporting purpose only.
Okay.
So that runtime only it will call the data.
So there are no scheduled store procedures.
Schedules are there for few things, and while we are exporting, while sending data to the another database. For that we have one EXEs are there. Make use of the task scheduler. We are ensuring that at that time that should call that store.
Okay. So what task scheduler do you guys use?
The basically the one EXE one EXE will there.
Okay, one executable file you meant to say?
Yeah, executable file inside which store prop need to call needs
But
to be.
where do you schedule that though? That's what I was trying to understand.
We
Like
have
where
we can schedule some are scheduled through agent jobs, SQL
agent
agent,
jobs? Okay.
SQL agent,
Okay.
and some are the task scheduler is in Windows 11.
Okay. So are you familiar with the Windows, I mean the agent, SQL agent and
Yes, yes,
how to
yes,
schedule them?
yes, I know.
And uh, so are there any instances where you have to wait for one process before it finishes, and how do you guys handle that? For example, I have
No,
a report. Before that report runs, I wanted to ensure there is a source data that should come from place A, source XYZ before
mhm.
this store procedure kicks it off. So how do you guys manage that in the SQL
No,
agent?
within store prop only steps will be there. Which store prop needs to be called first
Okay. But
on
if it is
priority
a
basis.
completely separate job though, like how do you guys manage that?
In our hmm,
No,
no,
you guys never did that.
never did.
Okay.
I implemented one XP DB related things. How many data is moving from one system to another system that I implemented.
Okay. So if we give the requirement document and say, okay, this is the current store procedure, and using this document, we need to convert to the new way. Like what are the things that you ensure that you have enough information to move forward?
The new way means by make use of new things.
Say that again. I'm sorry.
In new way, and we have to
Like
rewrite
converting a
that
store
exist.
procedure, right? Like, you have an existing store procedure
Okay.
and we have a document where it'll be, the changes or the transformations are the business rules in that, which
Okay.
we need to convert it as a completely like a new store procedure. Like you may or may not use the existing code. We are thinking we can use the existing code like
Mhm.
40 to 50, 30 to 40%, but there are instances where we need to change, more than that. Like, sometimes like
Mhm.
completely rewriting the store procedure, understanding
Mhm.
how things work, and like how do you approach, like what are some of the approaches that you follow to do those
No,
type of conversions?
I prefer to use latest options introduced in the latest versions.
What do you mean by that?
Mean for example analytical function
Okay.
where they introduced some lag and
We don't
custom
have an we are on 2014. SQL server is on 2014, and our
2014.
production server is on 2014, and we do have another server that is on 2017, but we don't use that one much. We
Mhm.
only use for few jobs, but eventually we use it as a future, but not right now. Right now we are on 2014, but I'm asking more in the code, like, how do you convert the code? Like how do you convert the code? Not like I'm not looking for are we using new functionalities or new tools that are available in Visual
Mhm.
Studio or Microsoft newer versions, but like, like if I have a stored procedure and I gave you a document which is, the changes that will be there in the document, right? Like I have a
Yes,
stored
yes.
procedure and then I
Requirement.
have a requirement document, and I said, okay, we need to convert to, applying the rules,
Okay.
taking the existing one as a
Template.
template,
Yeah.
and then use the rules and then convert it to the new one. Like what are the approaches that you follow, or like how do you accomplish that type of work?
No, as per the document, what it is, I will try to use implement that requirement by make use of very efficient query.
Okay.
In simple terms, the query which should use less cost and it will give good performance.
Okay. What type of CLR functions have you deployed?
In my project, we have three CLR,
What is it?
three CLR functions.
3 CLR. Okay. What do
Yeah,
they do?
we are using. One is for encryption and decryption of the
Okay.
bank accounts and other
Okay.
related information.
Okay.
And one more is to export data to the Excel.
Excel. Okay.
Excel. Store Pro, what it will do, it will read the data from table.
Mm-hmm.
Same result will write it to the Excel.
Okay.
And one more is name matching, string match.
Okay.
For
What do
the
you guys use the keys for? What do you have the IDs in your tables? What type of IDs do you guys use in the tables?
no, we have beneficiary ID. That is the primary key for entire
Like
database.
what type of ID is that? Is that an identity column? Like it
No,
increase
identity column we are using for this, small data masters like that.
okay.
Because in my scenario, they are using, once they see the ID, they should identify. For example, say our voter ID card is there. There will be one sequence. For example, one more example, our driving license.
Mm-hmm.
There we have the sequence. So
Mm-hmm.
that example, our PAN also there is one logic. By seeing that first two letters, that we can identify which state is.
The license.
Yeah, license and PAN number also.
Okay.
First two digit will, even our pin code also, first digit will be indicates which state,
State
which,
it is. Okay.
yeah, like that. Like that, they have their own logic
Okay.
according to the 18-digit time.
Okay. Got it. Oh. You're currently working, correct?
No, actually, recently I left the job.
Oh, you're not.
Currently, I'm not.
Okay. So you're available for this position.
Yeah, human.
Okay. So are you ready to join sooner?
Yeah, ready to.
Okay. But it does shows that you're currently working now.
No, that is actually.
Go ahead.
No, my resume tells like that actually. My last working day was January
2021.
Okay. But my employer told me to assist that project whenever it is required.
Okay.
Like just consulting.
Consulting. Okay.
Not in full time. It can be because that is a huge database.
Okay.
I know many things and I have implemented many things. Now currently that project was undertaken by some other company.
Oh, okay.
They deployed some new people.
Okay.
And they requested my employer, my TVS employer to assist for that. Even though that client itself, department also they requested.
Oh, okay.
Whenever requirement is there, just through Teams we guide the people for that.
Okay. 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 So you are okay. Have you guys
Max of max weekly 4 to 5 hours I will assist that people.
that's it. Okay. So do you have to go to their office to assist them, or is it like from
No, through Teams I will assist.
To
Through Teams I will take this thing remote and
okay. Okay. So because this project is going to be very timely, very time crunch project. So like, yes, this project like very independent. The individual should be able to handle things on their own. Yes, we help like, when there are questions and things like that, but we expect the outcome should be pretty fast and quick and thorough. Because and then once it goes live also, we have to be available like for all the testing, validations, and things like that.
Okay.
So it's not like a it's not going to be like a okay, we have 40 hours and
Mhm.
we're going to have like a session one day and then be done. No, it's like the day that the joining day, the work is going to be pretty, pretty fast. It's going to be pretty fast paced, and we have deadlines to meet, and they're not going to be easy. It's going to be a tough road for sure, but we should be able to handle that type of workload. So are you okay with that?
Within SQL,
What did you say?
no, within T-SQL program. Within SQL program, if requirement is under
Yeah, it's
SQL
all about
program,
like
then I can
80
do.
to 90% store procedures. Yes.
Yeah, I'm definitely sure.
Okay. Srini. Hey, Srini. That's another colleague. We both work together, and Srini is a lead as well. So,
Hi, Srini.
Sir, I think you're done already, right?
like coming to the close, I was just asking some of the questions, and I was trying to understand like what is his availability. I was under the impression he was working currently, but he's available immediately. So, but I was just trying to say it's not like a regular job. We have like a pretty solid deadlines that we need to meet, and we should be able to be very independent. That's what I was just trying to explain. And you can ask some questions you have, Srini.
No, I'm good.
So okay, Suresh. Thank you for your time. And do you have any questions regarding the project?
No, I don't have any questions. Actually, the recruiter who called me, he told daily stand-up call is there.
Definitely, yes. Yeah.
7 to 7:30 or something, 7:30 to.
It depends on the time zone. We try to move 1 hour before or after, but yes, there
No,
will be like
the stand-up call will take
1 hour.
1 hour, and the remaining things will be
Completely
available.
work. Yeah.
Yeah, I will be available on Teams during the IST times.
Okay. Yeah, we have like one offshore resource, so, if you guys can align the working hours similar, to her, so she can help when myself or Srini are not available, because we work through to the US times. So we try, we work during the Eastern Standard Time, the US hours. So IST time, rather, one of our offshore resource will be available. So she can help you guys if you guys stuck. But yeah, definitely this project is like a very time based. We should be able to finish, the work on time. That is the most important thing. And again, as I mentioned, like thorough validation and yeah, those things are going to play a key role in the project, because we don't have time to like handheld to okay, did you do this? Did you do this, like that?
And also he told this project for 6 months, no?
Yeah, 6 to 9 months.
Okay.
6 months to 9 months, and it all depends further, based on the need.
Okay.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, I'll talk to your the consulting company for the next steps. Suresh, if you don't have any questions, then
No, I don't have any questions.
Okay, we'll let you know.
Basically, you look like the Srinivas and the Telugu people.
Yes, we are Telugu people. Yeah. How about you?
No, I am from Tirupati.
Tirupati. Okay.
Tirupati and Nellore, my grandmother's town.
Okay.
I settled here in Bangalore.
Okay.
From 2008 onwards, I'm here only in Bangalore.
In Bangalore. Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for your time, and we'll let you guys know. Okay. Thanks, Suresh. Yeah.
Yes,
Have a good.
thank you.
Bye.